What is going on, people? Joey Talks Boxing. I want to respond to a interview I saw Turkey do, the head of the boxing matches that happened in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He did an interview with Ade Oladipo. And let me tell you something, man. I don't know much about the Saudi Arabian politics. I don't get into all that. But I love this guy. This guy is awesome. And he's what the sport of boxing needs. He is supplying boxing fans with what they have wanted for years, which is the best fighting the best when we want to see it. He is supplying the heat. Last year, he already gave us that big card, Day of Reckoning, that was fire. They were supposed to do Joshua Wilder after that. Wilder didn't keep his end of the deal. He lost to Parker. Doing Fury and Usyk, undisputed. I don't really care for the whole Fury and Ngannou thing, but I understand people want to see it. Whatever. He now says he's going to do Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. He wants to see the best fight the best, and he is not stopping. They brought this with AJ Usyk too, and they keep coming with the heat. And I got to say, I'm a fan of it. And I just think what I love about this guy, he comes off as a huge boxing fan who just wants to see these fights, and he has the money to make it happen and the resources to make it happen. He's functioning like me. Let's say if me, a big boxing fan, had the ability to make the fights happen that they wanted to see, that I want to see, I would do it. I would do all the same stuff. Some of his ideas I don't agree with. Like, I don't think that the winner of Bivol Beterbiev should move up to cruiserweight and fight Opatea. I mean, it depends. If Beterbiev wins, maybe, because he's a bigger guy. But I don't necessarily want to see Bivol and Opatea. I would actually rather see, it's obviously a lot of things factoring, but I think David Benavidez, depending on how the Canelo fight goes, if they do that. But I want to see him at light heavyweight because he can fight at light heavyweight. He's a big guy versus Beterbiev. I would love to see a fight, or versus Bivol. Both great matchups. So I still think there's some good stuff they could do at light heavyweight. I don't think they have to go to cruiserweight. I know people want to see Opatea in there with, another, big name, but I don't think that's necessary. And by the way, Opatea is on the undercard, I think, of Fury Usyk. But this guy just seems like a cool dude who's a huge boxing fan. And he said his two favorite fighters are Larry Holmes and Roberto Duran, two of my favorite fighters as well. That just shows he loves boxing, man. He grew up probably. Holmes was a champion. Duran was a champion. They had different styles. In my opinion, two of the most overlooked guys, because Larry, he for some reason doesn't get the credit he deserves. In my mind, when I think of the best heavyweights of all time, I made another video about this. The Mount Rushmore heavyweights, it's Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, and Lennox Lewis. A lot of people don't put Larry in that mix. I do. I think he was fantastic. And Duran, one of the coldest dudes. This dude was the lightweight champion, the welterweight champion, the junior middleweight champion, and the middleweight champion. He was the lightweight champion in 1972 and the middleweight champion in 1989. That is crazy. And the legit number one, like, no doubt about it guy. It wasn't like he was like, had one belt and like, all this nonsense. He was the man. I mean, maybe the greatest lightweight ever, definitely in consideration. Beat Sugar Ray Leonard at welterweight, who might be the greatest welterweight ever. Debatable. A lot of people say Sugar Ray Robinson. 154, he beats Davey Moore for the title after they thought he was done because he had the dark part of his career where he had quit for Sugar Ray in the second fight. And then at middleweight, he goes the distance with Hagler. The only fighter to ever go the distance with Hagler over the 15 rounds while Hagler was champion in the history of boxing. And who's arguably the greatest middleweight of all time. And then on top of that, he goes and beats Aaron Barkley at middleweight, who had knocked out Tommy Hearns. So this dude's one of the coldest dudes ever. But I just love this guy. Yeah, I'm getting off a tangent because I just love boxing so much. I'm talking about other stuff. I just love this guy's passion for the sport. He's bringing the heat. He wants the best to fight the best. I like he said, no more YouTube fights. It's like, we want to see the best fight the best. Whatever, I don't care. Go make your money, YouTube people. But I always said this about YouTube fights. It's fine if they have it, but don't take away from the top talent in the sport. In boxing, there's enough top talent that has to be highlighted. It has to be matched up to face each other, and he's doing it. And hopefully he could do a Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson fight down the line. Maybe Haney, Teofimo Lopez. I mean, there's so many matchups in my head that I want to see Crawford versus Ennis, or Crawford versus Tim Tszyu. The possibilities are endless. I mean, we could be here all day, but we got to see him. Canelo Benavidez. We got to see these fights. That's all I'm saying. I think what he's doing for the sport is great. That's my reaction to it. I watched the whole thing and I was like, I like this dude. I like the way he's talking. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's good for boxing? Do you think he's bad for boxing? Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.